Hey guys, it's your girl, the Unicorn Foodie, and this time we are talking Uno's Pizzeria and Grill. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I actually used to drive past it all the time when I was a kid. I think I got a chance to go once in New York, like ages ago, probably like in East Village or something like that. But you know, when you're a kid, you fantasize about these places. My family didn't really do chain restaurants. That wasn't really their thing. My mom would and my dad were more likely to take us to, like, you know, some Jamaican spots, something that was a little bit more culturally relevant to us, or something that was in the neighborhood and we were familiar with. So places like Uno's and Chili's and Fridays and Applebee's, all those places intrigued me as a kid. I really wanted to go. It's like, ooh, I bet you they food real good. So as an adult, I am now getting a chance to revisit those places with my beautiful family. So last night I actually went ahead and picked up my mom on a whim, grabbed my kids and my husband, and we headed out to Uno's. And it was a fantastic experience, guys. From the time we walked in the door, which for me is incredibly important, with the time we walked in the door, we were greeted. Of course, I think the guy thought we were confused because my husband was trying to get some content. The shout out to him. So I think first he thought we weren't sure what to do. But he actually took the time to like come over to us and make us feel welcome and say, "Hey guys, it looks like there's four and a half of you guys. Are you guys ready to get seated?" And he really took the time to like bring us in. They were also awesome enough to give my son some little dough to play with, and then they take the dough and they actually bake it for them, which is an experience I haven't had since I used to go to Bertucci's when I was a kid in Boston. I don't know if you've heard of Bertucci's, but it's literally been decades since I've been there. But I did really enjoy that aspect of going to this restaurant last night. It wasn't too crowded. They do have TVs that play sports, so if you're a sports head, that's also something that you can do with your family. So if you want to watch the game and they won't eat, best of both worlds, okay? Um, our server was really kind and she accommodated our little weird needs because my husband's a pescatarian and we decided to go appetizer crazy. So she made sure to take care of us. So I do want to give a shout out to the staff there, and the atmosphere is beautiful. It's a really nice place. Of course, we went all the way out to Conshohocken because we couldn't find one closer to our area. That one was the closest to us. But we did go ahead and head all the way out there so we could check that place out. And I will tell you that that was just the beginning, guys. Okay, because we had a fantastic time last night. So the next thing. All right, so let's talk food. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We have built this place up in our heads. We were super excited to go and we were ready. Okay, we had looked at the menu a bunch of times, so we kind of had an idea of what we wanted before we got there. But our expectations were definitely, what's the word I'm looking for? Exceeded. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't know why it took me a while to get to that, y'all. But we started out like we wanted to. We of course we're gonna go back at some point because we didn't get to try everything we wanted to try. But we decided to start off just going appetizer crazy, and of course trying their most basic pizzas because I feel like that's where you can best get the idea of what a place is great at. So we started off with the fried ravioli, the potato pizza skin. It's called pizza skins, but it's a potato pizza, fried shrimp, buffalo wings, and french fries, of course, because we got kids, y'all, and the cheesy pesto bread. So those were all of the things we started with. My mom also got a side Caesar salad because she's a healthy lady. You know, you got to make sure that you're being healthy. You got to get your greens, guys. But we decided as a family we're just gonna try everything, put everything on the table. Everybody's gonna try everything. Once again, my husband is a pescatarian, so he can't do the buffalo wings. But I will tell you that I broke my diet, okay, so that I could give you a good review. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it, okay? But I actually broke my diet to try the buffalo wings, and at first when they came out, I thought they looked undersauced, like they didn't have enough on them. But I was actually playing myself. Okay, so I took a bite of those wings and they were tender, they were juicy, and they were flavorful. They had enough sauce on them. You don't need no more. But they actually take the time to season all of it. So it's not like those wings you get from most sports bars where it's like hard and crispy and like you got to kind of fight with it a little bit. These were perfect. And she was able to accommodate my request to have just flats because I'm basic in that manner, okay? I don't like the other wings. I just want my flats. I just want my flats. I ain't gotta explain myself to you. But they were really, really good, guys. The cheesy pesto bread. My daughter pretty much demolished that and she's won. But it was so good. And of course, appetizers, they set the tone for the meal. So this was awesome for us. Uh, the fried shrimp were crispy and flavorful. They're a little spicy, but they were really good too. The fried ravioli came out a little bit burnt, which for me, I have a sensitive palate, so it's a little too much for me. But the flavor inside was really delicious. So I think if they had just scaled it back just a tiny bit, it would have been perfection. Um, of course, I didn't try Mom's Caesar salad, but she said it was delicious. She wasn't sharing, but she said it was delicious, y'all. So that. Now the pizza skins. The pizza skins were by far one of my favorite things. Now I'm one of those people that loves potatoes, so you can put potatoes in just about anything, and I will love it. Now I did get it without the bacon, so that my husband could try it because I want him to try it. The crust on it is so good, guys. Like the crust on all of their pizzas in general is delicious and it's unique. It's almost like if you took some like French bread and you made your pizza dough out of French bread, but the pizza skins were made in that pizza dough, and then it's filled with mashed potato, usually bacon bits and cheese, and it's soft, it's cheesy, it's so good. But you have to try it. Okay, you have to try it with or without the bacon. You got to try it. They were my favorite. I even had one for breakfast. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody that. Okay, shh, that's our secret. But I actually adored the pizza skin, so I thought those were really great. Of course, we got drinks as well to start ourselves off. I had the mojito, the blackberry mojito, very good. Of course, if you're not a mint person, don't do that. But if you like mint and you like, blackberries and things like that, it's very, very tasty, a little sweet, and definitely enough alcohol in it for your girl. Cause once again, I told y'all I'm a lightweight. Okay, after a year of breastfeeding and a year and 9 months of being pregnant, I'm allowed. I'm allowed. Let me ease back in. Okay. My husband actually got the margarita. It was like a pineapple margarita, and you could taste the pineapple in it, but it was like blue, and it was really good, guys. Um, I actually really enjoyed the taste of that margarita. Um, so I might have to get one of my own next time because I think that might be one of their specialties. So then, even though we gorged ourselves because we really did try to get through all that food, y'all, and by the time the actual entree came out, which was the pizzas, we were already stuffed. So we was pushing the limit at this point. But we went ahead and we got their Blanco pizza, which is a white pizza, and that, y'all, that face I just made, that was the face that all of us made taking that first bite. It's on a thin crust, so it's not like their usual pizzas, like their deep dish pizzas, I should say. That thin crust was crispy and it was good, but the cheese on there was bueno. And their deep dish, of course. We are not big deep dish people, so this was new for us. My husband was deeply confused by the fact that the cheese was on the bottom and the sauce was on the top, but it was good, and the crust on there really makes their pizzas. I think it's just like if you get that crust, you don't care. They could put just cheese on there and you would not care. Okay, like that's how good the crust on their pizza is, guys. So I definitely say give their pizza a try. We're gonna go back and try some other things because we had a great time trying those. Now at this point in dinner, we done had a whole mess of appetizers. We done had pizza, so we were in struggle city. Okay. None of us was getting any more food down. And I forgot to mention, look me always forgetting to mention, their french fries were really good. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Red Robin, but they have like a very similar seasoning on there. It's a little lighter, and there's a different type of fry. It's not a steak fry, it's a regular shape fry. But they were crispy and they were good, and my kids loved them and I loved them. So always win. Gotta love the French fries, right? Now, last but not least, we could not leave without getting dessert because they had some really interesting desserts on the menu. What we did have to do is take the desserts home. So I had to film my tasting of that at the house because there was no way I was getting any more food down at the restaurant. I landed on the bread pudding bites, the fried bread pudding bites, and the chocolate torte. Of course, bread pudding has a special place in my heart. If you see my TikTok or my Instagram, then you probably heard me say that my father passed almost 11 years ago now. And he loved bread pudding. We used to go to this place in Brooklyn all the time to get bread pudding. So as an adult, if I see it on a menu, I'm gonna get it, especially since losing him. I'm telling you, it's like bringing him right back to me. So I had their bread pudding bites and they were actually really good, guys. They kind of reminded me of those Murray's French toast sticks more than anything else. But they definitely had that good bread pudding consistency inside and then the crispy exterior on the outside, which was on point. Now the chocolate torte. Y'all, I'm a chocolate fiend. Okay. So I will preface this by saying if you are not into chocolate, it's probably not going to be up your alley. But for somebody that does really like chocolate, get it. It comes with a raspberry coulis. So it gives you a nice little pop of freshness that kind of cuts through that richness of the chocolate. But it's really good. And they don't have one of those stodgy crusts on there that makes it, I personally don't like those. So I thought dessert was phenomenal as well. But altogether, I have to give this experience definitely a full 8.5. I never give anybody a 10 because I always want there to be room for improvement. But that's between the two of us. You can keep a secret, right? But I will say that my childhood dreams came true. I finally found out what Uno's was all about, and I fully enjoyed the experience because I'm sure the first time I went with my parents in New York, I probably just got buffalo wings because that's who I was as a kid. But trying all of their other things, definite win, guys. Get on out there, check out Uno's.